I'm so glad they don't hear what we're talking about ahead of time. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, we have no fun. This is serious business.
Very serious.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, hello, and there's what Mike and Richard are talking about. Not before, but now on this week's episode, number 154 of the Stay Off My Lawn podcast.
That hurt.
So, I don't know that you can have more, but yeah, we have more on the controversial halftime show. And what the gentleman who was the main act has done, and since as well. What he did and what he done. It's going to be what he did done.
He's a bad rabbit. He's a bad rabbit. That's the way we talk about him.
That's right. There ain't no hopping going on here no more.
Yeah. And you know, there's so many, talk about a divided country over this. You look at social media the last few days, it's like, goodness gracious, either you're dying on the hill of Bad Bunny or you're dying on the hill of TPUSA. I mean, it's like, you know, just, it was a great alternative. And just leave it at that. But no, we got to go a little bit, we're going to go a little bit deeper. So, I mean, that's just the way it goes. Anyway, one of the perpetrators from the
Easy for you to say.
From the Benghazi attack has been arrested. He's been brought to the U.S. He was met by Kash Patel on the runway, as a matter of fact. So that's kind of cool. But if you'd forgotten about the Benghazi attack, I have, and one of those have not. Barbara and I both, for some reason, that just conjured up a lot of things in us that it was lied about to begin with. And it's 13 years ago, almost 14 years ago.
What's the point? It's already over with.
Yeah.
God, that was one of the worst things I ever heard.
Does it make? Yeah.
What difference does it make? They're dead. Move on. Sheesh.
Gosh, that got under my skin so bad.
Yeah. Speaking of politics, I know this is going to come as a shocker to many of you, but the Grammys have gotten political. Who knew they did that? Yeah, right on.
My pearls. No way.
So we've got some things on that if you're not familiar with it.
It might be a $14 million mansion going to some Native American tribes in Southern California. We'll
Just say it. It's a thing.
It's a thing. It's right. Not to be outdone, the Olympics got political, which is, I know. I mean, just like I'm nothing. I'm in a constant state of shock. But this is, we've got a little bit of a clip from that too. It's like, goodness gracious, just stay in your lane.
Yeah, and we have some of our own thoughts on it. And surprisingly, without talking to each other, we basically said the same thing earlier this morning. So, yeah, we're kind of, that's why we do this.
Why the show works.
Yeah. And we've got the SAVE Act is up for a vote this week. And we've got a gal that I found that pretty much says what's going on and basically tells old Chucky, blow it in your ear because this is real life, not what you're trying to make up. So she was awesome. I don't have anything to say against her.
No, I don't either. If you're not familiar, the SAVE Act stands for the Safeguard American Voter Eligibility Act. So, I mean, it's one of those things that it basically, you got to show an ID. Most places you have to do that anyway. Here in the Southeast, I think everywhere does. I think only when you get to the places like Illinois, New York, and California is where I think it's you. Just go ahead and vote. And circle around and do it again. Anyway.
Yeah. No, we have to show ours, and because the state has put a barcode or something on the driver's license, now you have to take it out of the little slot and they scan it. So they make double sure it's you when we vote. Ours is set up pretty
Real
tight.
ID? Is that what they call it?
Yes.
Real ID?
Well, we have that now. Some people don't. It still has who you are, that you voted, with the barcode on the back of it for your driver's license. And it's not just showing them, which we used to just do, but they've gone electronic. Yeah. And so it's scanned and ain't nobody else voting in your spot.
Well, if you remember when you got that Real ID, you had to go and bring your birth certificate. You had to bring
all the stuff you need to have to get a passport with.
Yep,
exactly. It's the same stuff. So once you have a Real ID, shouldn't you just be able to get a passport since it's already been accepted?
It is like a domestic passport. That's exactly right. Yeah.
Anyway,
ICE protests are spilling over into elementary schools. It's not all over the country, but this is really an ugly, ugly part of this whole progressivism that teachers are inflicting on their kids, and I think it's awful. But
yeah, I do too. Seeing kindergartners that have no idea what they're saying, marching around with little signs they make. Really?
Indoctrination.
Yeah. It's not. You're not teaching them. You're indoctrinating them. And my favorite local Northwest mayor. This dweeb is such a putz. Anyway, it's Katie Wilson. She is now the mayor of Seattle, who has never held a job in her life and is now in charge of a $9 billion budget. She is just a buffoon. But anyhow, she told her police that they have to keep track of what's going on with ICE and report them. And, you know, it's like having one police department against the other police department. Well,
it worked.
The police union told her to go pound sand, among other words, and said it ain't happening. And so some people are saying, well, they're having a fight over. No, there's no fight. The police department just went, ain't doing it.
Have you ever heard of the supremacy clause of the Constitution? I mean, it's a small sentence, but I think that it's important.
Well, the Democrats, it's like, it's just a suggestion. No. It's the way it works, you idiots. Yeah, she's another socialist.
Yeah, exactly. And she just, her breath is constantly smelled like toe jam. She just putting her foot in her mouth left and right. So, I mean, what?
And we hear about it a lot over here because to go to Seattle from where I am, it's 8 hours. That's it. It's just over there. It's no big deal.
Far. Yeah. Goodness, if I go 8 hours, gosh, where would I be? New Orleans, maybe, Jackson, Mississippi. Anyway, and we have a palate cleanser. After all that, we will need one. It's the rest of the story about a guy who carried a stick for a living.
Well, carried lots of sticks for a living. He was a stick carrier.
He had a few, and he had help sometimes with those sticks.
That's right.
Oh, we're giving too much away. Don't forget you can find us on iTunes, Spotify, iHeart, Amazon Smart Speaker, Rumble, or wherever you find podcasts.
Ah, yes, and if it's just too difficult for all that, just go to our good old website of StayOffMyLawn.us for all our past and present episodes.
And we will see you then, folks.
Dodos!